All right, the next thing I want to look through is, how do we modify some of these HTML elements that are required for this project? For example, we can look at the title element, and so if we go back to our pages and look, we're done with Font Awesome, and we'll come back to that later. Here's our page. You'll notice that the title is 3-call portfolio start bootstrap, and there's, maybe that's fine, but that's not what we really want to call our page here. And so let's go over here. We'll go to the very top and search for the title element. You'll notice that there's the opening and closing tag there, and here's the text for our title. And we're going to change that to something more interesting. So this is going to be a root beer rating site, of course. You wouldn't expect any different. And so I'm going to call this this page the pretentious root. I typed today. All right, pretentious root beer reviews. And over on the Captain Eli's page, I'm just going to call that pretentious. Oops. Captain Eli's. All right, so if we were to save both of those, make sure we save both of those, and then we can go back to our browser, refresh both of those pages, and you'll notice that the titles have changed. Okay, ticked off that box on our project. Now the next item is looking at meta tags. Now meta tags are tags that convey what's called metadata, or information about the page that's not actually displayed on any of the pages. All right, so over here, this theme actually happens to come with a whole bunch of metadata. And so some of the things we're just going to leave alone. Okay, so for example, the character set for this is a specialized encoding called UTF-8. That's fine, we're going to leave it, doesn't really impact us at all. But ones that we might want to change, in this case, are the description. And so we can talk about, what is this page really all about? Okay. And so this tag is to help search engines to understand what is on this page, because search engines, until very recently, have had a hard time looking at the images and the format of a page and understanding what's in there. So they mostly rely on the content, the words that are on the pages, and also this description. So we'll put a little quick description here. Most ostentatious, pretentious, and snobbish root beer reviews out there. There are search engine optimization gurus who can give you advice on exactly what should be in here. But for this project, I just want you to put a description in there, and for an author, I'll just put my name in there as the author to help us understand some of the information in this page. And I'll do the same thing for the Captain Eli's page. Put a little description of review for all right. So now that we've added that, again, checked off a box for our project. So the next tag we need to do is we need to have a linked tag. Now many of the themes already include link tags for things like, well, we already added links to the CSS files and also to the Font Awesome style sheet, but we also want to add a favicon or favorite icon. And so this is what is shown up here. This, for example, the Get Bootstrap page has a favicon. You can kind of see this bee with a rounded square box around the corner. So that's the favicon, and we want to add that one for our pages. So I've already got some images that we're going to use in this project, including a favicon image, and we can go and look on Google, for example, and just search and do favicon code and see what Google has to say about favicon. How do we add a favicon to the website? And look in the instructions. The W3 Schools is always a very good website in order to look at things like that. So we can look at the code on how to do this. This is actually pretty easy. All we do is add a file like this, and so I'm going to do that in here, right below our Font Awesome. I'm going to add a link And we'll call this all right, so that is an icon type link that tells the browser that it's a favicon, and the reference to the image. All right, so if we're looking at our image folder that we created, I've populated this with a whole bunch of images that we'll use for this page, including this nice little mug that I'm going to use for my favicon image. So mug-small.png. And so the way that we need to write our code for this is we need to say, okay, this file, the index.html file, where is it at? Okay, well, it happens to be in this folder, and that's nice, index.html. Now, relatively speaking, from this file, how do we get to the image that we want? Well, we go into the img folder, and then we look for the mug-small.png. So in here, we need to type in that we're going into the img folder, and then mug-small.png. And now, when we refresh this page, hopefully, we will see our nice little mug up in the corner. We're going to copy and paste into the exact same thing for our Captain Eli's page. And we'll refresh that. And now we've got favicons.